Have you ever watched a football game and your team gets a bad call from the ref and it infuriates you because you know 100% that it was a bad call? Of course you have. But I bet that you've also had a bad call go your way and thought to yourself, good call, ref, that is solid officiating. This is a confirmation bias example. We want our team to win, so anytime there's a call against us, it's bad officiating, and no one can tell us any different. Well, today I'm going to try. I'm going to try to demonstrate what confirmation bias is and how to recognize it in ourselves and in our society. But first, a story. So I was at the barber the other day. Thought my hair looks really nice. And while I was in the chair, he started talking to me about something that I immediately recognized as confirmation bias. My barber's name is John. It's not really, but I wanted to protect his identity in case someone else goes to him. He's a little kooky, he's a little out there. And John tells me about the Clinton kill list. Never heard of it before, but if you haven't heard about this, it's a conspiracy theory about how the Clinton family has systematically murdered their various political adversaries, numbering around 50 deaths. It's a deep, dark rabbit hole that started back in the 90s and continues all the way up past the death of Jeffrey Epstein, which Dylan Matthews, who's a writer for Vox.com, details. John, my barber, again, his name's not John, is absolutely convinced that this cabal of high ranking government officials are making people that don't agree with them swim with the fishes. John is so passionate about it that he shows me his phone, wherein he details notes on the Notes app of each and every one of the alleged Clinton killings. It's an app that I use exclusively to write down my dreams so that I can sell the movie rights to Warner Brothers in the future. Anyway, he has hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of poorly written lines and theories that detail what John believes to be facts about the Clinton killings. Now, I enjoy John. I enjoy the way he cuts my hair, so I indulge him. But afterward, I went home and I Googled it and I found a ton of sites that said that there's no physical evidence to prove any conspiracy and that it goes all the way back to the early 90s, as I just mentioned. Sites like the Pointer and Institute and New York Times, so reputable sites. But I also found sites where people swear that it's happening and they detail stories about it. Confirmation bias to a T. Now, I love a good conspiracy theory as much as the next guy, but I wanted to go deeper down the rabbit hole. What was it that made John so sure that the Clintons are rubbing people off despite there being literally no physical evidence? We've dealt with this type of snowballing misinformation a lot over the last several years, and I'd like to do what I can to help people take a beat before jumping on those bandwagons. Of course, I'm not the first person to ever broach the subject of confirmation bias. In fact, it's been widely discussed for many, many years. But if I can help to get the word out there, I'd like to. Confirmation bias has been at the heart of our political conversations, health conversations for some time. And if we can spread awareness, it'll make us better as a people. So let's get into it. There are different types of confirmation bias, according to Dr. Samuel MacLeod, who holds a PhD from the University of Manchester and has several published review journals, peer review journals. Perhaps John was searching the internet using language that would have returned biased results, like how many people have the Clintons killed? Well, maybe John was evaluating the evidence he did find from a biased viewpoint. He could have been remembering something from the past that selectively supported his beliefs, or he could have been on social media, which, if we're keeping track, is one of the worst sources of information that exists. There are all sorts of possible reasons for his confirmation bias. But essentially, what he was doing was unconsciously looking for information that validated his already existing beliefs. He continues to do so. But when we do that, we get things like Pizzagate. Google it. Spoiler alert, it's not real. We get Q, we get false election claims, and then we get to January 6th. It's a dangerous it's dangerous to blindly believe what you're reading on social media, hearing on TV, and that's compounded when you start looking for things that validate your beliefs, even if they aren't true. So let's keep looking for things that prove to us that global warming isn't real, even though reputable sources say it is. Let's keep looking for things that prove that the 2020 election was rigged, even though there's no evidence of that. And let's stay on this path and just watch the world crumble around us, not to be dramatic or anything. If you're actively looking for proof of what you want, you will find something that supports it. If it's an anchor on your favorite news channel, if it's a YouTube video, if it's a TikTok video, if it's a Reddit post, you'll find something. And if you're not careful, it'll become gospel. But one website, one YouTube video, one post from a social media personality is not proof. Neither are 100 posts. Proof is verifiable. Proof comes from a legitimate source. Proof is an objective fact. Proof is not what you want it to be. Take a look at this screenshot. which took me 5 seconds to find. So take a look at this screenshot, and I'm going to dissect it for you. And if I was looking for proof of the Clinton killings, this would look really good to me. It would look really nice to me. It's just some comedian on the internet who gained a following by posting nonsense and making statements, mind you, without proof. And this screenshot that I'm about to show you was retweeted over 5 million times from back in 2019 with zero facts. Share screen. Okay, here we have Terrence K. Williams. This is from August 10th, 2019. Died of suicide on 24/7 Suicide Watch. Yeah, right. How does that happen? Jeffrey Epstein had information on Bill Clinton and now he's dead. I see hashtag Trump body count trending, but we know who did this. Retweet if you're not surprised. 5.1 million views. This is just some dude. This isn't anybody with any credibility. This is literally a comedian. Not that I'm trying to make it anything political. This is just where we are in the world. So there's an old adage which states, don't believe everything you hear. What makes it worse is when you actively look for evidence, factual or not, to support factually incorrect ideas. The earth is flat, the moon is hollow, and dinosaurs are a myth. Then spread those incorrect ideas, and the problem grows. We, as a society, should strive to better ourselves through full understanding and acceptance of the truth, not as we want it to be, but as it is. Thank you.